Welcome to DevOps Accents, a podcast on everything around DevOps, public cloud, and cloud-native topics, with your hosts, Pablo, Leo, and Kirill.
Hey, hello, and welcome into another episode of DevOps Accent, a podcast where we, the co-founders of mkdev, get together to discuss all things around DevOps, cloud-native technologies, artificial intelligence, and everything that draws our attention. And today's episode number 38, and I'm with Pablo here today. Hi, Pablo. How are you?
I'm fine, but Kirill is not here, eh?
Yeah, Kirill is not here. Kirill is preparing for another travel across the sea, and we are going to travel a lot these days because I just got back from Finticipate in Belgrade. Well, not just got back. It will be next Friday, but for you, when you're listening, I already got back. Time machine things, don't pay attention, but I will post my impressions about it on DevOps, on mkdev Dispatch newsletter, and make sure you are subscribed with links down below. And Pablo is going to travel to Madrid very soon on June 4th and 5th and 6th. There will be another AWS summit in Madrid. Pablo and Kirill, you visited AWS Summit with Kirill in Berlin. Do you think AWS Summit in Madrid will be any different from what you experienced in Berlin?
I think it's going to be more or less the same, but there is an announcement from AWS in the same way that last time when we went there, they were doing this announcement of this sovereign cloud that is going to be only located in Europe. And the first data center is going to be located in Germany. They are going to announce, as far as I've been reading, that they're going to create a new data center in Aragon. It's a region in Spain. And it's even going to be bigger than the one that they plan to do in Germany, because the ratio of investment, it was in Germany 7.8 billions. If I remember here, it was more than 10 billions. So, and again, something like 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 employees. So this is going to be the announcement. Plus a lot of AI for sure, because as we know, everything is AI these days. And they will announce new functionalities, but okay. The difference is the companies. The difference is the partners in...
You mean the companies that participate, that join the event and are located there, talk to each other like that? But you mean what they're going to show on the stage will be more or less the same, but the people who are joining and at the venue and the companies that will present their services there, they will be different, right?
Yes, the companies will be different. You know, the companies that are going to be there presenting, for sure that those are going to be different, because those are Spanish companies and it's not the same like the German companies that are there. But okay, at the end, like a concept is the same, so there is no different in this point, in this regard. But okay, I have to imagine that there will be difference in the companies, and there will be different in the people that is going to attend, and more or less like that.
I still think it's worth joining, and also around the same dates we will be at South Summit at Madrid as well, and we will make sure that we share all the impressions, everything that we learn, everyone that we met on the conferences with you, either on YouTube or in mkdev Dispatch newsletter. But anyway, you make sure to come say hi if you happen to be in Madrid, and we will meet there. You will be able to recognize us by wearing cool mkdev t-shirts, the one that you can purchase on our mkdev store for yourself. So come join. We will have a party there wearing all the mkdev swag. But anyway, let's get started to our topics. Pablo, you and I, we love talking about artificial intelligence, right? And I was so much excited about the announcement of GPT-4o and the way how it can talk. I even tried to make ChatGPT talking as a podcast guest. and I was trying to set everything up around it, connecting it to my desktop, starting answering questions, and I was testing it. And for me, it worked flawless from artificial intelligence. Point of view, because it was listening. I was enabling multiple voices. I was turning on YouTube video with you and Kirill where you two are talking, and I was pausing it and I was answering, pretending that I'm talking to you, and ChatGPT was listening. And then I pause everything and ChatGPT replies to you, replies to Kirill, replies to me. It even understands the voices, because at first I introduced you to ChatGPT. I said, I'm here with Pablo and Kirill, and they enabled your voices. And ChatGPT immediately recognized who is Pablo, who is Kirill. And based on what you say on video, it was generating questions, it was generating insights, and it was addressing you and Kirill. And it was like very cool. And I was so excited to make it work on the podcast, but I kind of failed connecting the things because I need multiple cameras, multiple microphones to have it in front of everyone and be able to organize. I still didn't I wasn't being able to do that. I hope I will be able to do that next time, but I still have my hopes for that, and maybe we will be able to invite ChatGPT for this particular conversation. Did you see? Of course, you saw the the update. Did you try to play with voice features of?
I tried, and for me the let's say the key difference, because this new model, this 4.0, everyone was waiting for 5, because everyone was waiting for GPT-5, because it was the moment. Okay, at least it's what everyone we were thinking, because Gemini appeared with all this power. Everyone is showing the new models. PAL there too, everyone was waiting for GPT 5.0, because it was, if not, okay, you are losing the race. But okay, this new functionality that is not GPT 5, sorry, it's GPT 4.0, the difference is, for me, could be the speed first. And then there is another characteristic here, that is, when you speak with this artificial voice, it's the first time, at least from my side, that I see, that I hear, that I feel feelings in the voice. Because this is the thing, when you're talking with someone by phone, or when you have daily to talk with people, you need to have this, in Spanish it's called this telefonical smile. So, you need to speak with someone, and you need to smile to people. And even, when I telling to you something and I upset, because the tone of my voice is, come on, I don't want, you change everything.
Yeah, I already know that you're upset.
Yes, and this is the first time that this voice is able to have feelings, and don't misunderstand it, because it's not having feelings, but it's able to express feelings with a different tone in the voice, because it's talking to you, and when it's talking to you, at the same time that it's talking to you, you can cut this voice, because the speed is super good. So, and then when he's making a question, he's expressing in a way, when I don't want to say he or she, but I will say that. When she, because I prefer to have a feminine voice, is having a doubt, is asking but are you sure? So in this way, and then it's different, because all the other voices was robotics. And this is the first time ever that I can see that this is not a robotic voice, and that this is a real voice. So a voice that you can say, oh, come on, please. Yes, it's the more humanized voice that I ever seen in my life.
Yes, exactly. I so much agree with you, and it does remind the voice of the machine from movie Her, and there was even a scandal around Scarlett Johansson voice. They had to disable Sky from ChatGPT. We are not going to chat this today, but the very fact that we experienced that tells so much much about the quality of the voice and the emotions and the way how it can convey more emotion, and you can manipulate it and ask it to talk to you in a certain way, in a certain manner, be more professional, be more gentle, be more aggressive, and it really changes the way how it sounds, and it made me very excited. It's an interesting future, and I already can imagine a lot of tools, a lot of call centers embracing this technology and working with that. It should be cool, but it is not always when artificial intelligence makes me excited, because all the previous news was like, yeah, it's cool, it's fun. But recent news, especially the one that you covered in your recent video on our YouTube channel, I will link this in the description of this video, of the podcast. The one about Google's Gemini AI, right? Before, like the largest method of engaging with Internet Connect, Google, like it is no longer even really a search engine anymore, right? So they are becoming some sort of summary tool which browses the web for you and spits out AI garbage at you. Like this transition is marked by the introduction of Gemini, LLM developed to capitalize on the artificial intelligence hype train, from my perspective, because I don't know how else to explain what Google did. So they had this fancy showcase of Gemini's capabilities in last year, December, I believe. December 23, yes. But it turns out the demo was manipulated, and they reduced latency for brevity, like to say, and use still frames instead of live video like ChatGPT, like OpenAI did. And in essence, the entire thing was fabricated, yet Google is now incorporating these AI summaries into everyday search. And this is already a blatant problem, because scraping information from actual websites and forcing it into the top of the page, meaning that Google is choking out a large portion of the internet. And I don't know, for me, this marks a clear transition from curating information to interpreting it for you. Instead of searching for something and browsing it yourself, you are now subjected to hallucinating AI, benefiting, I don't know who benefits from it except for Google.
The idea is, in the same way that you were talking before about this voice and how the call centers and many other companies can be affected because of that. Not the call center, the people working there. And it's something that currently is being used by many call centers. No? There are many companies that are using not this ChatGPT version, but many others. And there are many times that the machine is talking to you. In the same way that this thing is changing, the search engine are changing. And it's something that is going to be changed forever, because there is a new way to play. We need to know that the way that we were playing to this game, it was a simple web page, like it was Lycos, it was Alta Vista, it was Google, all these with a little box where you write something. For example, cat. And when you put a cat, appear everything about cat. And then I can make more, intelligent questions, for example, black cat, or I don't know, first human in the moon, or this kind of question. But then, even because, as all of us we know, Google, it was not a place where you can type, hey, hello Google, I want to know, who was the first person who landed in the moon, and why it was done, and all this kind of thing. This is not something that you can do, because the idea is that Google, what it's doing for you is you write a test, and then Google and any other search engine, and then what is given to you is an output, and this output is the output of the pages, because at the end, what Google and any other search engine is doing is pointing to webs, and then when you go to this web, you get the info. And this is where Google get money, because there is a promoted part. And this is the business model that they have. They have a search engine, and the people pay money, the companies pay money to be the first or the second one in the queue. And if you search for objects, like, for example, imagine bags or shoes or things like that, you are on top. But now the model changed, because OpenAI appeared and ChatGPT appeared. And with this new model, the new model is that I am not going to give you a web page. So I'm going to give you the answer of your question, because I want to know why the first human landed in the moon and why this rocket failed so many times. And then I'm going to give you a standard detailed answer with all this information. And then there is no web pages. And this is what happened in OpenAI with ChatGPT. And there is no space to put links. And there is no space to put advertisement today. And then this is a real game changer, because being the search engine of Microsoft, currently is doing that. So what Google is doing with these changes is not something new, because it's something that Bing is doing time ago. And the idea is that, okay, we need to introduce this. But okay, first, this Gemini AI is not still working, at least not in Europe, okay? So it's something that will be there maybe in the future, but okay, it's like you were explaining before. So the idea is, okay, I'm going to, for example, if I find for one person, imagine Alvise, Peter, Luis, wherever. So then what you have is an information of this person. But if you make a question, then you can get more information about this person. So you can get a test that is designed reading that. And now the point is, maybe if I read this test in this environment where we are living, that the people want something fast and quick, I am not going to click on the link. And if I don't click on the link, then I am not going to go to this first web page that is giving to me money. So then maybe Google is not going to get money if I only need to read that, because many times the people only want to know something simple. They read the initial test and then says, okay, that's all. I don't need to go inside deeply and read that.
There are no challenges that we couldn't overcome. Whether it is immediate infrastructure problems or planning a future project, we won't simply answer your questions. We become a part of your team to help you complete the mission. Our solutions consider the interests of your business and the combined expertise of the industry, as our staff is made up of more than a dozen experts in different areas who share decades of field-tested experience and knowledge with you.
The reason why they do that, like putting artificial intelligence summaries on top of their search, I think it's to make people stick to Google services somehow, because as you mentioned before, like when you can ask, you can open a third-party application, for example, the ChatGPT, and ask questions there, and you do not go at any website whatsoever. But with this tool, you still open Google and you still use the services, and you still might go further clicking on some of the website or going to YouTube channel, watching advertisement there. And I can understand why Google is trying to do that, because they're trying to make their Google search more appealing, comparable to AI language models. Similar things is what Edge is trying to do with Copilot. And I already saw, for example, Brave browser, they introduced their Leo AI language model that creates similar outputs. But what I noticed, I didn't use Google Gemini myself because, as you said, it's not available in Europe yet. It's only available in United States. But from what I saw on the internet is the way how this AI works. It's creates some funny situation. For example, when a user asked, "How can I make my cheese not slide off my pizza?" the Google responded with, "You can also try adding some glue to the sauce for extra tackiness." This is ridiculous, right? And this happened because artificial intelligence like Google Gemini, it scrapped a Reddit thread from like 11 years ago where a user made a joke replying to some comment about this, about a similar problem. And like AI didn't do a simple fact checking before giving you this answer, right? And this is like ridiculous. And another instance, someone asked if they could use gasoline to cook spaghetti. And the AI said, "No, you cannot do that, but you can use gasoline to make a spicy spaghetti dish." And it gives a recipe and how to make a dish using gasoline.
But this at the end is problem about models. That is something that is well known, and maybe because the level of maturity of Gemini is not the level that they want to have. But okay, because the problem of Gemini is that Gemini appeared in only 12 months or maybe 8 months, and it's something that Google, they need to be as fast as they can because GPT was there. But the main problem for Google is not that. The main problem for Google is that the amount of money that they made, for example, in 2023, it was 175 billions with the Google search, and is 6 times more than the second revenue that is coming from YouTube. So then if the key element of the company and the only element that is making money, and not because one thing is that you make revenue and the other thing is that you make revenue, because every other tool is losing money, including YouTube. So if the only tool that is generating profit for the company is now with problems, because the way that the people is using internet is changing, and it's changing in way that, for example, the other day was talking with people here in the island, and it's not IT people at all, and they were telling that they are changing the way to use internet because they are telling now that they're using GPT for everything. So that they are not using now to go to, because when you talk to people, they tell to you, "No, I am not used to go to Google anymore. When I have a doubt, a question, I go to GPT," because again, for most of the people, they don't search in internet for anything. For example, they search for a recipe, they search for things like that. And if you want to have this information and you can have everything in one place and you don't need to click and click and click and click, it's perfect for these people. And then as soon as more people is not using Google, more people is going to be understanding the new way to receive this information. And then this is a problem because Google is working in a very old-fashioned way. Google is working in the way that I have to go to a place, a little box, and it's something that is working like that since 20 years and has not been changed. There is a little box where I type with my fingers something, and then when I click enter, a number of pages appear, and I have to click in one of those pages. And this is always the same since many, many, many years. I never change it. And the problem is that I cannot see Google ready to the change, because now I can see that with this jump, OpenAI move the voice and put the voice on top and says, okay, now we can talk. And many times I don't need to read. I can go walking with my headphones and I can speak with AI and can answer to me with a question. So the answer of the question that I made. But apart from that, many times I don't need to have links. I don't want to have 200 links. Come on, man. Sometimes you need an answer of something. It's, for example, when we're talking about these technical questions, technical answers, no? So you cannot go today, I don't know, maybe in 2 months or 3 months or 1 year, but you cannot go today to Google with a code and says, okay, I have a problem with this code. Could you find me the issue? Because the only thing that Google is going to do these days is going to try to find different words and pointing you to a Stack Overflow webpage where you need to dig and dig and dig if this is the answer. But if you have the correct answer of a code, of an error, so come on, the other day, a colleague and me, we have a problem with a code in a language that I have no idea how to code, really. And I was checking this one, and I get different files. I put those files in GPT. I said, this is the error in the pipeline. I put all the files, I pasted, and said, what is the error? In 2 seconds says, okay, this is the error. I told to my colleague, I think that this could be the error, but I have no idea. I have no idea about this language. And he modified this line and problem solved in 1 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, you see this a little bit differently than I see this. While you, in your video, while you've been telling that end of Google search, you mean that you don't have to use Google anymore and go and click on multiple links to gather more information, because you can go to ChatGPT and you can go and you even use this Gemini that summarizes and gives you the answer right away. Which is, on one side, on one hand, is a positive change. On other hand, if this tool is malfunctions, like as we see today with Gemini, and even though they made it publicly available for a lot of people, the United States is a giant country, and a lot of people are already using this, it creates, it creates dangers. From my perspective, for the search and the way how people will trust search engines, how people can trust Google, and the way how Google or any other company can manipulate the information. Because instead of clicking on the different links and reading different sources and making your own mind and your own opinion, you now stick to one single opinion unless you explicitly ask for a second opinion. For example, if you ask ChatGPT or any other language model, it would give you the answer from a single perspective. And you can stick with that unless you start questioning it, even though it can generate you a wrong answer, and in some cases, dangerously wrong answer. For example, I like the story with mushrooms. We will kind of discuss this. And this is another example when you show a poisonous mushroom to Google AI and you add something, yummy. And Google replies to you, yeah, this is a harmless white button mushroom variant, and you can eat it and you can make dishes from it. This is a dangerous situation.
Yes, but I get to this point that, okay, this is a little drop in the sand of the desert, so it's nothing. So this is a little. What I mean is that it's the same thing. If you read in a recipe that you need to use gasoline to make a dish, and you do that, it is first because you have a problem, because you have a mental problem. And okay, it's a search engine. It's not a psychiatrist or psychologist. You have a fucking mental problem. You're a fucking stupid guy. So this cannot be fixed. If you're stupid, you're stupid. So, you want to do that because you want to go to trial, and then you want to win some money from Google because this search engine gave to you this answer. But if this answer is there, is as you were telling, is because it was already there. But here the main problem is that the way that Google is making money, because here the big loser in all this competition is Google. Everyone knows that. So, because Amazon is not losing money, because Amazon is selling a cloud and packages. So, NVIDIA is the winner, because while everyone is doing stupid things, everyone is buying chips from NVIDIA. And so they are the most happiest guys in the world. Okay, I love AI, even we don't use AI at all. So, OpenAI at the end is a non-profit organization, so they don't care. So they are there to they don't want to make profit because this is the reality of this company, non-profit. And this is the reason because everyone gave money to them for non-profit. Microsoft at the end is jumping from nothing to what it is today because they have even now these new laptops and these new computers with purely AI inside. We can talk about that now in a few minutes. But okay, everyone is a winner. And the only one that is a loser here is Google because the model that Google has been using since 1896 or 1898, so since the last 26 years, is the same. There is a tiny box where I type a test, and this test is giving to me a number of links. And this model has changed. And the way it was working is because they were introducing ads in the middle, and they were generating 175 billions per year only in the search engine. And now this model is starting to collapse. So the people is still using Google. Please don't misunderstand me. But this is the first red flag that Google saw in the last 28 years, the real red flag. The first one that is telling, okay, we can die. So we are Google, but the way that the people is searching is changing. And you know that this is how these waves work. You know, if the people start to be used to don't use Google, and I can see, for example, from my side, I use less and less and less and less Google. So really, I'm using maybe only 20% of what I was using Google, because at the end it's a painful tool. It's painful because you make a question and then you have 2,000 billion of pages. And the problem is that maybe not always is because you know that the first one are the people who pay. Then you say, come on, man. No, the first one, no. It's promoted. I need to go down.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Right?
Yes. And now, oh, fuck off. No, this one is there because he was, because I changed the way that I search it and then I put on top the one that I pay, like Reddit. Why fucking Reddit is always on top when, really, sorry for that, people, humans in the world, I hate Reddit. I think it's stupid. It's like these questions pages. So I don't like those. So then why I always get a Reddit answer the first? Because Google put money in Reddit. So then when you scrap out all these themes that where Google get or put money, then you said, okay, maybe in the page 3, I have the first answer. And this is horrible, this way to think. Now the problem is, here you had different answers, 20 answers, or 200 or 2,000. And now you go to the code answer. So there is only one answer. And this is a problem because there is not always one answer. I can understand that for coding, there is only one answer. The problem in this code is here. So you need to change this variable because it's wrong here, and you need to change that. I get that. Yes, for sure. I'm with you. But when I asking you some kind of, and I'm going to say political, not in the political way, some political question, but political in the way that the humans are political. And the humans, we decide what we want to think, and not everything is black or white. There are grays. And when I make a question, like for example, you ask about Israel and Palestine, these days is super on top. And you have an opinion. And there is another people with another opinion. But not all the points are facts. And this is the problem. Like, we cannot think that everything is a fact because there are many things that are not objective but subjective. And then when you make a question about this topic and the AI answer something really focused on one or the other side, for example, imagine the machine can answer, no, Palestine are very good people. Oh, no, the Israelis are very good people. It's answering one of the two sizes. You say, but come on, man, this is not black or white. So you need to tell. I am going to give you the historical facts. And the historical facts are that this and this and this and this and this. But you don't need to give opinion. And those AIs are programmed to have an opinion. And this is for me what is horrible, because always the opinion is in one side. Because are including words like this is bad or this is good. Or this is not correct. this kind of expression are artificially included. So, and those are opinions. Because when you read an historical web page about what happened in, I was talking this Israel and Palestine because everyone is talking about that these days, you can read historical facts from the last 2,000 years or 3,000 years or 5,000 years. And you take a decision. Okay, this happened, that and that and that. And even we need to understand that the history has been always written by the winners. That this is something important. So, who won a battle in the 15th century is the one who write the chronics about how good we were fighting in this battle. So you never have a chronic of a king who loses a battle and says, oh fuck, I lose 200 men, they cut 200 heads and they raped all my women. So no, you never do that. Only the winners. There is a famous battle in the 1720 in Spain in between the Arabics that are coming through Morocco and they go up to the Iberic Peninsula even before I said Arabic because we're coming from the Arabic Peninsula. Even before, any country like Spain was there. And then they conquer all the Iberic Peninsula. And there is a battle in Covadonga in the north of Spain that there are two chronics. And the Christian says, we won the battle because blah, 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 the miracle, the virgin. And there is another chronic from the other people, from the Muslim, that says, okay, we won the battle, blah, 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 blah. And there is no real opinion who won the battle of Covadonga because there are two chronics and both are telling that they won the battle. And even with this knowledge that we know, how can a machine tell for sure that what happened 3,000 years ago or 2,000 is a fucking fact? For sure, you need to give an opinion. I think that could be.
The way how I see this, I still have my major concern that artificial intelligence is heavily one-sided when it answers a question and then to specifically ask them to present you a different kind of opinion. But at the same time, the same people who are vulnerable for propaganda or the internet, they are the same people who will read one-sided opinion from artificial intelligence. But those people with critical thinking who were able to gather multiple sources, read different opinions and make their own opinion, they will be able to manipulate artificial intelligence to make it generate unbiased opinions and provide facts over opinions. And I think that for people with critical thinking, nothing will change. The artificial intelligence will make it will simplify the way how they work with internet. But for other people, may change a lot, and it will change the way how they contribute to the information, to the pool of opinions, and this is where the danger is, for my opinion. But anyway, before you mentioned Microsoft, and I already see how Google is trying to jump on this bandwagon because they already feel they are losing, and that's why they're making the mistakes by releasing unfinished language model that creates those stupid mistakes in Google search. But who's winning and who is on the rise currently? I think it's Microsoft. You mentioned it earlier. They had this conference called Build. So at the conference, Microsoft unveiled new hardware, specifically new Surface computer with IRM chips similar to those in iPads, but this device resembles iPads more like modern Windows laptops. And according to Microsoft measurements, these devices are claimed to be significantly faster than the latest MacBook Air, which is questionable because these claims are often based on comparison with lower end models by Apple. But more importantly, they introduced a product called Copilot, an AI-based feature integrated into these computers on autonomous basis. So this Copilot requires specific chip to function quicker. I'm not sure if it requires internet connection, but the most controversial.
The idea is that you execute the model inside the chip, so it's local. This is the idea,
and that is what is very important because we've been discussing this on the previous podcast. That for me, like the next step for artificial intelligence will be when it will start working locally on my device, and this is what Microsoft is trying to do. But the most controversial aspect of Copilot is feature called recall. So this feature continuously runs in the background, saving everything happening on the device, including the application used, text written, images viewed. It indexes this information locally, allowing user to search for any past activity. And from a security perspective, this sounds frightening. But in terms of convenience, I think it's incredible. You can.
Could you show me the last porno movie that I watched yesterday? So could it, no, yes, but could be a problem? You know, is a real problem. But I think that the problem that is happening in these cases is that the people who design this application, they watch a lot of movies and they try to do what it was created in the movies, and this is a problem because there is no new themes. They try to read what Isaac Asimov says, and then I'm going to say, replicate what Isaac said 50 years ago. So instead to try to make something new, because now they are going to add a voice to this laptop. You're going to have an station in your house, like Alexa or something like that, and you have your glasses, and then you're going to say, hey, please, Alexa or Pepita or Peter Pan, could you show me the last porno movie that I watched yesterday? Oh, yes, I will be here. And then you will have the movie here. And this is what they want to achieve. The same thing that it was in the movies 20 years ago, 30, and in the books 50.
Yeah. But from what I understood, at least the way how Microsoft put it, like recall won't index DRM protected content. Meaning if they recognize a movie or something licensed, they won't index it, they won't take snaps of it, and you won't be able to recall things from this kind of activities. At the same time, it won't let you it doesn't index sensitive data like your credit cards when you are making this kind of information, but we can only trust Microsoft on that. I'm not sure, but I have like my concerns, but I already can see how I can use this. You can ask AI to remind you the details, such as specific website or item you looked at. And
we are making stupid people day by day. So smarter machines and stupid humans, because when you have when you have some ages, you need to start to play with your brain, and you need to move your brain to avoid to have many mental issues like many others, you know. And then you need to make your brain exercise. At the same way that you need to go out and walk and run, you need to make exercise in your brain too. And the problem is that if you are so stupid that you can lose your keys every second, that there will be a robot that is bringing to you the keys, then you don't care, because you are going to throw the keys, because the robot will appear always and they will bring you the keys. And I think that this is a problem. For me, this is the most horrible problem with these kind of tools that make humans stupid. Because it's not helping you to do some task. It's helping you to be stupid. And something that helps you to be stupid, I think that has no sense. Because, okay, I recording everything that you do because I want to make a book about you. Okay. No, I'm recording you everything that you do because you are so stupid that you're not going to remember anything, a stupid guy. And for me, this is a...
stupid human.
No, yes, but the stupid human, you have no idea about anything and you will be more and more stupid. And you will pay for that.
I agree with that. We are intentionally creating the generation of stupid people with TikToks, artificial intelligence. If you guys don't want to be a meat bag, go outside, train yourself, train your brain, train your leg. Don't sit a lot, travel a lot, talk to us, buy services from us. If you want to support this channel, go and buy our services. Anyway, this was like a warning for you and a bit of history lesson from Pablo. Thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you learned something new. If you have something to share with us, make sure to send us emails replying to our mkdev dispatch newsletter and subscribing to this channel, and post your comments, give us thumbs ups, give us likes, and don't miss the next episode of DevOps Accents. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pablo, for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, and automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go, generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.